Hello friends, in this video I'm going to be talking about how I spend my free time doodling and why you should too. For those of you who are new viewers to my channel, my name is Vaidyanathan and I believe in the concept of lifelong learning, which is what I'll be covering in most of my videos, split into two series that I'm doing. The first series is one day at a time. In this series I spend 24 hours of non-continuous time in either learning a new skill or developing an existing skill. And in the second series, which is called Everyday, where I talk about things or habits that we should be doing every day after experimenting it for like 30 to 60 days. And this video is a part of one day at a time series, where I have spent pretty much more than 24 hours creating that doodle artwork that you see right over there. This video is divided into three parts. In the first part, we are going to understand what exactly happens inside our head when we doodle, and if there is actually an improvement at a mental or a high level when we doodle, right? For this, the first point is basically doodling helps in processing emotions and also reduces stress. Although doodles may look like a lot of scribbles and random words that do not make any sense, it is not like we think. A child analyst named Donald Winnicott coined a term named squiggle technique, where the child is asked to draw random doodles, do random scribbles on the paper, and at each and every stage of the process, Donald adds a different doodle of his own, sort of like adding towards what the child is drawing. In this activity, the practice is to try and understand the subconscious images that are inside the child's head. This way, the analyst will be able to understand what the child is going through. Basically understanding the child's emotions. In the book Chilling Out: The Psychology of Relaxation by Christine Selby, she recommends drawing a continuous line across the page that curves and crosses itself many times as a technique to help you unwind. You can then use a different color to fill in the blank spaces created by these lines. The repetition of moving the pen across the page and making the same shape over and again is relaxing. In addition, a lot of stress comes from the fear of making a mistake. And when you're drawing continuous line and shading in places where you feel like shading randomly, whenever the mood strikes you, there are no mistakes. So you're bound to forget about the fear of making mistake, and you're just like free to do anything you want. Hence, this is a very good way to elevate stress. The second important thing is doodling helps you concentrate. In a study done by psychologist Jackie Andrade for the journal Applied Cognitive Psychology, Jackie took 40 students, split them into two batches, and then gave them a voicemail of 2.5 minutes, which contained a lot of concepts and names which were very monotonous and boring. And the first 20 participants were given a sheet of paper and were asked to draw squares and circles while they were listening to the voicemail. The second set of students, on the other hand, were just listening to the voicemail. And through this voicemail, they were also asked to write down some names and concepts they were listening to from the voicemail. At the end of the 2.5 minutes, these papers were removed. These papers were taken away from both the batches, and it was seen that the batch which were doodling as well as listening to the voicemail were able to get more than 25% of the names right than the second batch. This means that the first batch people, since they were doodling, they were able to concentrate more, they were more aware, and doodling sort of reduces the probability of daydreaming because your mind is working both in the place where you're doing something and also listening something. Whereas on the other hand, when you're just listening something, you tend to start thinking about many different things, due to which you get deviated, due to which your attention and memory reduces. This is why there was a 25% difference in the concentration for both of these batches. One of the benefits of doodling is it helps you to anchor your attention and stay, engaged instead of zoning out. The third thing is doodling can help you learn better. If you are able to doodle when you're listening to maybe your classes or whatever you listen to, this will help you increase your memory retention and also help you stay engaged with the content that you're listening to. The doodles will also help you spread the word better. Say if you doodle something about something that you have heard in your class, that same doodle can be used for you to spread this particular piece of knowledge to someone else. So this way your learning is improved. In this part of the video, we are going to talk about how doodling can have a potential impact on your career growth. According to a marketing influencer and leader, Krista Nair, our brain can process images 60,000 times faster than words. It can take 1,000 words just to describe one picture. And pictures have the ability to cover and convey abstract and complex things, such as facial expressions. Let's take an example of a short story in words. Now let's look at the same story but with visuals. Moral of the story is you should ask help when you need it. This is how communication can be enhanced and potentially leading you to be better at communication and visualization, eventually leading a faster way of learning and growing. Now that we have covered both the mental aspects and the career aspects of doodling, in this part of the video, I'm going to talk about how to start doodling. If you have seen the video till now, you would probably be interested on knowing how can you start doodling. For this, I'm going to refer a book which is called Creative Confidence, which talks about how you can start sketching by very simple shapes. If you can draw the basics like square, circle, triangle, line and the blob, you'll almost be able to draw anything, including people. For example, to convey a particular emotion, you can use stick figures like these. And to convey a particular action, you can use block figures like these. And to convey a particular relation or a community or a crowd of people, you can use the blob figures where you are drawing multiple and a crowd of people like these. If you would be interested in looking at the design process and behind the scenes of this doodle, please do make sure to subscribe, because there's a part 2 of this video coming where I'll be talking about how I planned my entire doodle design and what are the materials that I used, and also some of the interesting elements that I have taken inspiration from life and added into this doodle. If you want to be notified of this part, please do click on the subscribe and the bell icon. This way you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.